Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing another YouTuber tarot reading video. I haven't done one of these in a while. I've really enjoyed doing them. I don't even know if people like these or care for these. They don't particularly do very well on my channel, but I've been wanting to do another for so long. I just like reading public figures anyway. It's a nice change from reading myself and from reading clients as well. It's more so lighthearted and a bit fun. It's fun to do like predictions about people that you don't really know much about. I like watching mediums predictions for celebrities, so I like giving it a little bash myself. So you could say quite conveniently there seems to be a lot going on in the YouTube world at the moment, and you've probably noticed that I do read Shane Dawson quite a bit. I really like reading Shane. I've always felt drawn towards Shane when I want to read YouTubers. I feel usually quite drawn to the same people when I do readings. Oh, I wanted to read Jenna as well, and I've read for Jenna before, so these are people that I have read for anyway. I'm not just reading them because of the fact there's so much stuff going on in their world right now. Take this stuff very lightheartedly. Don't take it too seriously. I am just at the end of the day reading a pack of cards. I'm not making any statements. I'm not saying that these things are definite or true. Don't hold me accountable to any of the stuff I'm going to say. I am literally just reading what the cards are telling me. I don't know. It's all just a little bit of hocus pocus, so don't take it too seriously. Thank you. We're gonna just throw some cards on the table and see what's going on at the moment, particularly at this time when he is being so withdrawn. Like, I don't know how many of you are keeping up on top of all the gossip and what the hell is going on right now, but he's keeping himself very quiet. So what is going... Whoa! Okay, Ellie's throwing her cards. That's what's going on. I also like reading for people who I know are into tarot and like mediumship and spiritual stuff. It helps me like feel as though they wouldn't mind this as much as maybe a religious person or something like that. Here goes nothing. I'm nervous about this, you know. Oh, okay. Guys, I think he's staying with parents. I think he's gone back to like something to do with his roots. Yeah, he's gone back to his past, his history for some reason. Is this physical? Oh no, this is emotional. This is going to people who would comfort him, like going to family. He's receiving love and attention from people in his past and people who will give him and provide him with that emotional support. Whoa, yes, holy mama. He's almost like reverting back to his childhood roots. He's like becoming, I'm seeing him like cuddled by his mum and like almost, I wouldn't say overly emotional, just he's very in touch with like, I'm seeing him react and respond like a child, not in a bad way, just more like, you know, I need my mum. Okay, wait, what's this last card here? This is definitely some connections of old people here he's making. He's also learning how to deal with emotional matters. I would say surprisingly, I'm not seeing like irrational emotions or like over the top. I know he did have some like blowout on Instagram Live recently, but at the moment I feel like he's actually quite, you know, in tune with his emotions, but I feel like that is thanks to some help. I do feel like that could be his mother, or just someone who he looks up to. They're very emotionally supportive, and I'm also seeing, who is this? I also feel like some support somewhere has popped up, maybe in an area that he wasn't expecting. Maybe someone's almost come out from nowhere. It's like someone's popped up and like said, you know, I can help, I can support. Also, I don't know who these people are. This is young energy, guys. This is, I don't know if he's got kids in his family that he's reconnecting with. Like, I feel like I can see him communicating about this situation and the matters going on with younger people. And there is some form of goal here. Some of the people he's connecting with, it's for a reason, it's for a purpose. They are producing something together. They are creating something together. They are collaborating, and it's in the works. It's almost like happening behind the scenes, but everybody's bringing their own part to play, their own part to the table. They've all got something that they're bringing to this situation together. And it's actually a very creative product. This is something they're creating out of emotion. There's a lot of like spilling of emotion, like creative emotional energy going into this product. It's almost like he's got back in touch with these people. He's shared how he's felt. He's put his kind of emotions out on the table, and he's been very vulnerable with those, you know, like a kid would. It's felt vulnerable, and it's from a place of just vulnerability, and he's creatively expressing these things into a project. Like, I wouldn't be surprised at all if he's going to come at us with a group project with people to emotionally express how he feels, or like get really creative in the way that he responds to this whole situation. There's something here that's definitely going to take time, but it needs other people for it to work. I always get nervous before I pour. Oh wow. Okay. Oh wow. I do feel there is a lot of drive here and passion behind this move. He feels quite confident, I feel like, about the thing that he's going to present to us. I've got the judgment card here, and for me the judgment is always, it's positive response, guys. I feel like there will actually be quite a lot of positive response behind this, and I wasn't expecting that. So I'm getting the Three of Wands, which is planning ahead. Once again, it's working with other people. This isn't something he's doing on his own. They're also happy, they are also happy to do it. Like, he's not forcing anyone to do anything. This is something that everyone kind of feels mutually about. And this is bringing things out of the dark. And you know what that's making me feel like? It's kind of bringing out, oh, that's just hit me like a ton of bricks, that. I've just noticed the moon's at the end of this. So I was about to say, it's bringing things out of the dark. It's bringing light to things that were hidden, perhaps before. These are dead people here in a grave, so it's like bringing them out into the light. It's him essentially bringing light to people, to things that maybe people have done, actions that people have done, things that were done, so we can make our judgments about whether that was right or wrong. Making people judge these people for who they are. You know, the moon is also secrets. I feel like this is about things that are hidden, secret, in the dark, in the shadows, and they are coming to light. The King of Wands is also somebody who is just very ready for like what is to come from this, and actually the moon at the end can represent an uncertainty about that. He isn't necessarily sure, allegedly isn't sure, but the King of Wands tells me that like he's kind of prepared at the same time, even though there is like a uneasiness about what could come from this. But it's almost, I get the impression as well that things are being watched over from afar, from a distance. The things that they are looking at and about to air and bring to light, you know, those who are involved didn't actually know they would be involved. So what I want to look at now is, I want to look at more like response, like from our point of view, from like an audience's point of view. I want to know what the kind of reaction would be and the response to this project and what's to come. These are the cards I'm most nervous about, if I'm honest. You got me flowers.
I did.
What did you get flowers for?
Because I love you very much.
You big cheese
Look at all the
ball.
colours.
Nervous about these cards. Why are these all very female dominated, empowering cards? These cards all give me like the feeling of female dominated, focused around female independence, and like weirdly, this won't make sense a lot now, but I'm hoping it will do. Something not being finished before it's finished. She, you know, Seven of Pentacles looks over at the stuff that she's been shown, and she's almost like Is that done? Is that finished? Is that enough? And then the world is like a completed project. It gets finished like half done. I don't know if that's something we'll ever know. I don't know if that's something he'll ever say. But that leaves us to the 9 of Pentacles. And to me, at the end of the day, as like a response card, like an emotional feeling towards a project, that would be like contentment. People will feel empowered. I'm gonna put it out there. I don't know why that is. I don't know what the hell that is to do with anything, but these are very strong female figures. I don't know if that tells me that like his female audience will be more content than male. I don't know why that would be. People might start off thinking that it's not going to go down very well, and they're not going to be happy with what he says and presents to his audience, but then actually I feel that it turns out differently and they're kind of pleasantly surprised. Like, it will take some time, like people will assess it and judge it for a little while, and then as things maybe come more into completion as time goes on, that's when it gets a bit better, because there is something here that starts off quite judgy and like standoffish. Obviously, without the context that I do not have right now, we must wait for something to be finished. Give it like some time. I also feel like a couple of travel cards have come up. Maybe some sort of traveling journey needs to be completed. I want to know some like anything long term. Is this the be all end all? Like, is this the final nail in the coffin? Is he gonna crawl out of this? I'm nervous about this as well. Come on, you got the same cards come up. Eesh. Okay. I mean, if you think he's withdrawn now and keeps himself to himself now, this isn't gonna improve that. That's for sure. If anything, he's gonna be a lot more closed off and have a lot more trust issues. Not gonna work with people. Not gonna talk to people. Not gonna collaborate. It's gonna be very kind of like hold information to themselves, might even get them in a few situations where they end up so far into their head that they kind of overlook things and miss things. Like, it's not going to do, wonders for the mental health, as you can probably imagine. You don't need me to tell you that. Career-wise, it's going to mean he's going to put more onto himself, onto his plate. It's almost like he's going to grab so many different passion projects and things that he can do while he still can do them, to try and throw everything at the wall and see what sticks, because at this point he still can, just about, if that makes sense. Like, I see some serious thinking in long term. This is like, where do we go from here? And then it's like 10 of Wands of like taking everything at once, because it's almost like a fear of letting go. So I don't get the impression that any of these cards are like, right, I'm off, I'm quitting, I'm going, I'm disappearing. Instead, I actually feel like a lot might be tried at once, and there might be mistakes made in that, because it's not deciding on one thing or going in one direction. Instead, it's like putting all your fingers in all the pies, and that leading to like a burnout, and also them needing a time to heal. And I don't necessarily think he's going to do that too well, if at all. And the funny thing is about these cards, I feel like this is more about him than other people. It's less about other people being the ones who end his career by bringing things to light and stuff, and these accusations and things. I was expecting these cards to be about like external forces, but this is more about things in his career going a bit downhill because of his own mental health, like how this has impacted him mentally. If I could give advice, obviously this is a weird situation because I'm not actually reading for a client, so like I'm not really giving advice, but if this was for a client and I got these cards, I would say to this person that the stuff they are thinking about doing in the long term, like where they want their career to go in the long term, should be thought out a bit better. Like, they shouldn't run for something too quickly. They shouldn't jump into too many things at once too quickly, because they're going to burn themselves out. And then also when they get to that place that they were anticipating, they're going to have a really foggy head and they're not going to be thinking very clearly. They're going to end up doing things wrong and incorrectly, and next minute they're going to be in a situation where they might even end up getting, I'm not saying this as a prediction, but they want to be careful what they say. They might end up spilling words about people they shouldn't, because it's a very young card. This is like a child taking hold of a sword, You don't want to go too close, right? Because they could end up accidentally swinging at you. So it's someone who's not necessarily good at communication. But the reason why is because they feel very overburdened and pressured, and they need time to kind of heal and like rest and relax. But I feel as though they won't. I'm going to leave that for now. What I did want to do, this is a little bit more lighthearted. I did actually want to pull some cards for Jenna Marbles. I'm just curious about like headspace once again. Jenna Marbles, one of the biggest YouTubers there are on the platform, and also one of the oldest content creators here. Like, she's been on YouTube for years and years and years, and just decided to get up and leave recently, and kind of left everyone feeling very confused and conflicted about what the hell was going on. Whoa. Oh, well, that's expected. Whoa. Okay. Blimey. I'm gonna pour clarifier for this because I ain't leaving it like that. Who the bloody hell is that? So, Ace of Cups is like an abundance of emotion. I've watched her for a while, so I know that she is the type to feel very deeply. But this is followed by the Hermit card, so this is like someone really going inside and like being very emotionally in touch with themselves on a very deep and personal, private level. Like, she's almost, I mean, look at the Hermit, that's literally what she's doing. This is very expected. It's like going isolated, out of choice, deep within, and being very emotionally expressive privately, and just taking some time out to reflect. This is like a personal thing. I feel like this is her trying to reflect on herself because she feels it's important. I also don't think this is something that she felt pressured from people to do. I feel like she wanted to do this. This wasn't a case of her being frightened off of the platform. I personally believe this is something that she wanted to do for herself. She felt like she could improve as a person. I don't feel like she needed to leave or do anything. Personally, I think she's a great person. But she wants to improve. I don't know. She just has some things that she wants to tend to. I will say though, there is someone here that I want to kind of be like, something else I feel is going on in her life in terms of another person who she should be careful of. I feel kind of masculine energy, who's very erratic and quick to say things, maybe too quick, might end up hurting people along the way. They're just very upfront and like will rush into a situation in the wrong way. Like, they tend to run in the wrong direction. They kind of get too far ahead of themselves. Is that the right expression? But this is someone who I feel like has ill intentions, someone who's trying to sneak around, and it worries me as well because this is followed by the Seven of Cups, and she might have been tempted by some of the things that is being presented to her and shown to her and offered, and I don't want her to take the wrong thing or like assume it's the right thing. Or I'm seeing like wool being pulled over her eyes and tempted to get involved in that. I don't know what that could be. There's people around her that allegedly there are people around her, no statements here, that she feels kind of pulled between and unsure of. Maybe it's advice people are giving or like suggestions on where she should go next or what she should do, but they're kind of conflicting with each other and it's making her confused. I would say, like, don't jump into anything. Double check the small print, you know. When it comes to people, don't just jump into what they say. Don't assume they're telling the truth. If an opportunity is too good to be true, then it probably is. I'm guessing people around her have different ideas about what she should be doing, and that's making her feel worse. Like, she's trying to be internal and with herself, but then there's people maybe that's taken advantage of that, sneaking around. And that might actually be another reason behind why she decided to just get up and run, to do with people who have sketchy intentions that she kind of wanted to just yeet out from, eat away from. And it's almost like competitive nature, and it's almost overwhelming to have to, you know, make decisions about and deal with. And some people can put up with that more than others. And I feel like she's the sort of person who just needs to kind of separate themselves. Whoa. Oh wow, the same two cards. I've shuffled well. Whatever this decision she has to make, whatever's brought to her attention after all of this, it's gonna really turn things on its head. It's gonna change things in a new direction. Like, I feel as though this is almost an opportunity that she's almost gonna sneak off and do it, and I hope no one sees. Initially, this is like a personal thing. She wants to heal, she wants to work on things, she wants to kind of work on herself. That's just so important. That's why she's done this. And I do feel like she will eventually address to us, like she'll come to some sort of like conclusion. And once again, I've got the World card here, so it's almost like there'll be a part of her life that she wants to address, that she is completing and that she is finishing. She's kind of tying up the loose ends of some of, I guess, that old part of her life, and she's come to that conclusion. She's still coming to that conclusion now. Like, I don't think that's something that she's already said to us, even though that video did seem very like, I'm off and quitting now. I still feel like that's something she's kind of debating over and like pondering. She will go back to some like core beliefs, some like old beliefs, maybe something she wanted to do a while back, you know, going back to her roots. But I feel as though this is something that she will do quite privately, or need to do behind the scenes. And I don't know what her, if anyone knows, like what some old career goals of hers were. I feel like she will be tempted by, like, the grass is always greener on the other side, being blinded by like what could be instead. Also, guys, I don't think that this is this feels unclear, because I feel like she's going to feel unclear for ages, and she's not going to really be sure. And even at the end of all this, like when she has addressed stuff and things, and she has been vocal about what's going on in her life in a few weeks time, or like a month's time, or not too far from now, honestly, she's still going to be a bit unsure. Even though she will address that she's got some kind of idea, I don't think she actually will. Part of what she'll say is that she wants to go back to like more traditional ways of living. I think she'll kind of want to be a bit more old school again. Like, this whole modern culture, modern internet culture isn't her thing, and she's gonna kind of want to move away from that, and that might be something she'll say. Just give her time and space. I mean, her last and final card is the Six of Wands, and this is a positive card. It's like, eventually she'll get her like victory and her form of success for sure, and people will applaud her for that, and people will look up to her for that. Actually, I think people will applaud her for that, and maybe even mirror that and be like, I want to do that. Like, they'll be inspired by that change of life, and that decision, and her story and her journey. It'll be kind of like inspiring for a lot of people. Okay, I'm gonna finish this here because that was a lot. If you enjoyed these, let me know what you think I should read in the future, who you think I should read, what kind of questions should I ask. Remember, keep it lighthearted. This isn't for me to start doing some crazy accusations. This is just a little bit of fun. Thank you very much for watching. I will see you guys for my next video, and I hope you're well. If you want to book a tarot reading with me, you can do so by clicking down there on my Facebook page. I'm also on social media such as Twitter, Facebook and Instagram. I stream every now and again on YouNow, and I'm on Patreon. Oh my god. A big old thank you in particular to Aline, Kelly, Lisa, Louise, Cesar, Stevo, Zara, Tony and Becca. Thank you, and I'll see you guys very soon. Bye.